Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yatha Parakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savarutam Parijana Saidam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Paran Sagana Lalita Shiveshakam Vitam Scha Om Ajnana Timarandasya Gyanajana Shalakya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasma Shri Gurave Namah Gurva Bhistam Supuragam Gurganara Sesha Sambhushitam Chintya Chintya Samasta Vedanipanam Shri Rupa Patanagam Govinda Vidam Ujvalam Bharatanam Bhaktyan Vidam Sundaram Mande Vishwaguruncha Divyat Bhagavat Premno Abhijapranam Devam Divyatanum Suchandavaranam Balarka Chelanchitam Sandrananda Puram Sadekavaranam Vairagya Vidyambudim Sri Siddhanta Nidim Subhakti Lasitam Saraswatanam Baram Banditam Shubharam Marika Sharanam Yashishvara Shridaram Vancha Kopatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanabhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Mahavaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gauratavishe Namah. So we're hearing from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, translation and commentary by Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupad. This is Antya-lila, chapter 17, the bodily transformations of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Likyate Srila Gorendor Ati Adbhutam Alokikam Yarjishtam Tan Mukatstrutva Divyonmara Vicheshtitam. I am simply trying to write about Lord Gaurachandra's transcendental activities and spiritual madness, which are very wonderful and uncommon. I dare to write of them only because I have heard from the mouths of those who have personally seen the Lord's activities. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaurabhakta Vrinda. All glories to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all glories to Lord Nityananda, all glories to Advaita Chandra, and all glories to all the devotees of the Lord. Emata Mahaprabhu Ratri Divase Unmadera Cheshta Pralapa Kore Premaveshe. Absorbed in ecstasy, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu acted and talked like a madman day and night. Ekdin Prabhu Swarup Ramananda Sange Ardharatri Gonaila Krishna Kata Range, in the company of Swarup Damodar Goswami and Ramananda Roy, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu once passed half the night talking about the pastimes of Lord Krishna. Jabe je Baba Prabhur Koraye Uday Bhavanu Rupa Gita Gaya Swarup Mahashai. As they talked of Krishna, Swarup Damodar would sing. As they talked of Krishna, Swarup Damodar Goswami would sing songs exactly suitable for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's emotions. Vidyapati Chandida Sri Gita Govinda Bhavanu Rupa Shloka Padan Raya Ramananda. To complement the ecstasy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Ramananda Roy would quote verses from the books of Vidyapati and Chandidas, and especially from the Gita Govinda by Jayadev Goswami. Madhye Madhye Apane Prabhu Shloka Padiya Shlokararta Korena Prabhu Vilapa Koriya. At intervals, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would also recite a verse. Then in great lamentation, he would explain it. Emate Nana Babe Ardharatre Hoila Gosaire Shayanak Korai Duhe Karigela. In this way, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu passed half the night experiencing varieties of emotions. Finally, after making the Lord lie down on his bed, Swarup Damodar and Ramananda Roy returned to their homes. Gambirara Dware Govinda Korila Shayan, Saburatre Prabhu Koran Ucha Sankirtan. Says Gari Gela. Went home, Ramananda Roy went to his home. Gari también can be like room. Swarup Damodar returned to where he was staying also. Gambirara Dware Govinda Korila Shayan, Sabratre Prabhu Koran Ucha Sankirtan. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's personal servant, Govinda, lay down at the door of his room, and the Lord very loudly chanted the Hare Krishna Mahamantra all night. Achambite Shunena Prabhu Krishna Benu Gana Bababeshe Prabhu Tahan Korila Prayana. Suddenly Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard the vibration of Krishna's flute. Then in ecstasy he began to depart to see Lord Krishna. Tindware Kapata Aiche Ache Talagiya Bababeshe Prabhu Gela Bahir Hahaya. Tindware Kapata Aiche Ache Talagiya Bababeshe Prabhu Gela Bahir Haya. All three doors were fastened as usual, but Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in great ecstasy, nevertheless got out of the room and left the house. Simadwara Dakineache Tailangi Gabigan Tahanjai Parila Prabhu Hoya Achetan. He went to a cowshed on the southern side of the Simadwara. There the Lord fell down unconscious among cows from the district of Tailanga. Eta Govinda Mahaprabhur Shabdana Paya Swarupere Bolaila Kapatab Kuliya. Meanwhile, not hearing any sounds from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Govinda immediately sent for Swarup Damodar and opened the doors. Tabe Swarup Gosai Sange Loya Bhaktagan Jute Jalia Koran Prabhura Anbeshan. Then Swarup Damodar lit a torch and went out with all the devotees to search for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Iti uti anveshya simadwara gela gabigan madhye jai prabhure paila. After searching here and there, they finally came to the cowshed near the Simadwar. There they saw Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu lying unconscious among the cows. Pitera Bitara Hastapara Kurmera Akar Muke Fena Pulakanga Netre Ashrudar. His arms and legs had entered the trunk of his body exactly like those of a tortoise. His mouth was foaming. There were eruptions on his body and tears flowed from his eyes. So the arms and legs of Mahaprabhu had gone within his body, and from his mouth foam was flowing. There were eruptions on his body and tears flowed from his eyes. Achetan Parijachan Jena Kushmanda Fala Bahire Jadima Antare Ananda Vivala. As the Lord lay there unconscious, his body resembled a large pumpkin. Externally he was completely inert, but within he felt overwhelming transcendental bliss. Gabe Sab Chodike Shunke Prabhura Shriyanga Dura Koile Nahi Chade Prabhura Shriyanga Sangha. All the cows around the Lord were sniffing his transcendental body. When the devotees tried to check them, they refused to give up their association with the body of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Aneka Korila Jatna Na Hoy Chaitan Prabhure Utaya Gare Anila Bhaktagan. The devotees tried to rouse the Lord by various means, but his consciousness did not return. The devotees tried to rouse the Lord by various means, but his consciousness did not return. Therefore they all lifted him and brought him back home. Uchakore Shravane Kore Namasankirtan Aneka Kane Mahaprabhu Bhaila Chaitan. All the devotees began to chant the Hare Krishna mantra very loudly in the Lord's ears. And after a considerable time, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu regained consciousness. Chaitanya Hoile Hastapara Bahire Aila Purvavat Jata Jogya Sharira Hoila. When he regained consciousness, his arms and legs came out of his body and his whole body returned to normal. Uchiya Vasilena Prabhu Chahena Iti Uti Swarupe Kohen Tumi Ama Anila Kati. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stood up and then sat down again. Looking here and there, he inquired from Swarup Damodar, "Where have you brought me?" Venu Shabda Shuniyami Gilaya Brindavan Deki Goshte Venu Bajai Brajendra Nandan. After hearing the vibration of a flute, I went to Vrindavan, and there I saw that Krishna, the son of Maharaj Nanda, was playing on his flute in the pasturing grounds. So, of course, this is all happening in Jagannath Puri, but Mahaprabhu said, I heard the sound of Krishna's flute, and I went to Vrindavan. When he says, there I saw Krishna, the son of Maharaj Nanda, was playing on his flute in the pasturing grounds. Sanketa Benu Nade Radharani Kunjagare Kunjare Chalila Krishna Krida Koribare. He brought Srimati Radharani to a bower by signaling with his flute. Then he entered within that bower to perform pastimes with her. So, bowers like groups of trees. He brought Srimati Radharani to a bower by signaling with his flute. Then he entered within that bower to perform pastimes with her. Tara pache pachiami korinu gaman tantabusha dwanite amar horila shravan. I entered the bower just behind Krishna, my ears captivated by the sound of his ornaments. Gopigan saha vihar hasha parihas kantadwani ukti shuni mora karnolas. I saw Krishna and the gopis enjoying all kinds of pastimes while laughing and joking together. Hearing their vocal expressions enhanced the joy of my ears. Enakale tumi sab kola hola kori ama iha loya aila malat kara kori. Just then all of you made a lot of noise. Just then all of you made a tumultuous sound and brought me back here by force. So Srila Govindamars explained, what was it? Loud noise. You made so much noise and you brought me back here. But that noise was the chanting of Krishna Nam that Swarup Damodar and other exalted devotees were doing. But Mahaprabhu said but Srila Guru Maharaj explains that even though Mahaprabhu was directly absorbed in Vrindavan pastimes, still the chanting of the holy name entered in that plane, and Mahaprabhu heard that. So, just then all of you made a tumultuous sound and brought me back here by force. Shunitena painu se amrita samavani, shunitena painu bhushanam muralira dwani. Because you brought me back here, I could no longer hear the nectarian voices of Krishna and the gopis, nor could I hear the sounds of their ornaments or the flute. Bhavaveshe swarupe kohen gadgarabani karna trishnaya more para rasayana shuni. In great ecstasy, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said to Swarup Damodar in a faltering voice, my ears are dying of thirst. Please recite something to quench this thirst. Let me hear it. Swarup Gosai Prabhu Baba Janiya Bhagavatera Shloka Pare Madhura Koriya Understanding the ecstatic emotions of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Swarup Damodar in a sweet voice recited the following verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. Kastri angate kala padamrita venugita samohitarya charitana chalit trilokyam trilokya sobhagam idam cha niriksha rupam yadgo dvija druma mriga pulakani abhibran. The gopis said, my dear Krishna, where is that woman within the three worlds who would not be captivated by the rhythms of the sweet songs coming from your wonderful flute? Who would not fall down from the path of chastity in this way? Your beauty is the most sublime within the three worlds. Upon seeing your beauty, even cows, birds, animals, and trees in the forest are stunned in jubilation. Shuni Prabhu Gopi Bhabe Avishta Hoila Bhagavatera Shloker Arta Korite Lagila. Upon hearing this verse, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, overwhelmed with the ecstasy of the gopis, began to explain it. Hoila Gopi Bhava Besha Koila Rase Parabesha Krishnara Shuni Upeka Bachana Krishnara Mukha Hashyabani Jagetaha Satyamani Rose Krishna Dena Olahan. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, the gopis entered the arena of the rasa dance in ecstasy, but after hearing Krishna's words of negligence and detachment, they understood that he was going to renounce them. Thus they began to chastise him in anger. Nagara kaha tumi koraya nischoy etri jagat bhare ache jata jogyanari tomaravenu kahan na akarshai. My dear lover, they said, please answer just one question. Oh dear lover, they said, please answer just one question. Who among all the youthful women within this universe is not attracted by the sound of your flute? Koila jagate venu dwani siddha mantra jogini dute hoya mohe nariman Mahodkanta Baraya Aryapata Chadaya Ani Tomaya Kore Samarpan. When you play your flute, the vibration acts like a messenger in the form of a yogini perfect in the art of chanting mantras. This messenger enchants all the women in the universe and attracts them to you. Then she increases their great anxiety and induces them to give up the regulative principle of obeying superiors. Finally, she forcibly brings them to you to surrender in amorous love. Dharma Chadaya Benu Dware Hane Kataka Kamashare Lajabai Sakala Charaya Ebe Amaya Kore Rosh Kohe Pati Tyage Dosh Dharmika Hoya Dharma Shikaya. The vibration of your flute, accompanied by your glance, which pierces us forcibly with the arrows of lust, induces us to ignore the regulative principles of religious life. Thus we become excited by lusty desires and come to you, giving up all shame and fear. But now you are angry with us. You are finding fault with our violating religious principles and leaving our homes and husbands. And as you instruct us about religious principles, we become helpless. Anya kata anyaman bahire anya acharan esab shata paripati tumi jana parihas hoy narir sarvanash chara esab kutinati. We know that this is all a well-planned trick. You know how to make jokes that cause the complete annihilation of women, but we can understand that your real mind, words, and behavior are different. Therefore, please give up all these clever tricks. Benunara Amrita Gole Amrita Samana Mita Bole Amrita Samana Bhushana Sinjita Tina Amritye Hare Khan Hare Man Hare Pran Kemone Nari Daribe Kachita. The nectarian buttermilk of your flute's vibration, the nectar of your sweet words, and the nectarian sound of your ornaments mixed together to attract our ears, minds, and lives. In this way you are killing us. Eta kohe krodabeshe bhavera tarange bashe udkanta sagare dubeman radhara udkanta bani pare apane vakhani Krishna madhurya kore asvadan. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spoke these words in a mood of anger as he floated on waves of ecstatic love. Merged in an ocean of anxiety, he recited a verse spoken by Srimati Radharani expressing the same emotion. Then he personally explained the verse and thus tasted the sweetness of Krishna. Narad Jalada Nishvana Shravana Karshi Satchinjita Sanarma Rasa Shuka Kakarab Padartha Bhangi Udkika Ramadika Varangana Hridaya Hari Vamshikala Same Marana Mohana Saketanote Karnaspriyam. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continued, my dear friend, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna has a voice as deep as a cloud resounding in the sky. With the tinkling of his ornaments, he attracts the ears of the gopis, and with the sound of his flute, he attracts even the goddess of fortune and other beautiful women. That person known as Madan Mohan, whose joking words carry many indications and deep meanings, is increasing the lusty desires of my ears. Kantera Gambira Dwani Navagana Dwani Jini Jaragune Kokila Lajai Tara Ek Shruti Kane Dubai Jagatera Kane Puna Kana Bahudina Ai. Krishna's deep voice is more resonant than newly arrived clouds, and his sweet song defeats even the sweet voice of the cuckoo, which is the kokila. Krishna's deep voice is more resonant than newly arrived clouds, and his sweet song defeats even the sweet voice of the kokila. Indeed, his song is so sweet that even one particle of its sound can inundate the entire world. If such a particle enters one's ear, one is immediately bereft of all other types of hearing. Kaha saki kikori upai Krishnana se shabda gune horile amarakane evina pai trishnaya marijai. My dear friend, please tell me what to do. My ears have been plundered by the qualities of Krishna's sound. Now, however, I cannot hear his transcendental sound, and I am almost dead for want of it. Nupura kinkani dwani hamsha sharasa jini kankana dwani chatake lajai ekbar jay shune vyapirohe tarakane anya shabda sekane najai. The tinkling of Krishna's ankle bells surpasses the sound. The tinkling of Krishna's ankle bells surpasses the songs of even the swan and crane, and the sound of his bangles puts the singing of the chatak bird to shame. Having allowed these sounds to enter the ears even once, one cannot tolerate hearing anything else. Se Shri Mukha Bhashita Amrita Hoite Paramrita Smita Karpura Tahate Mishrita Shabda Artha Dui Shakti Nanarasa Kore Vyakti Pratyakara Narma Vibhushita. Krishna's speech is far sweeter than nectar. Each of his jubilant words is full of meaning, and when his speech mixes with his smile, which is like camphor, the resultant sound and the deep meaning of Krishna's words creates various transcendental mellows or tastes. Sayamritera Ekan Krishna Chakora Jivan Karna Chakora Jiye Se Ashe Bhagya Bashe Kabu Bhai Abhagye Kabu Na Pai Na Paile Moraye Piyase. One particle of that transcendental blissful nectar is the life and soul of the ear, which is like a chakora bird that lives in hope of tasting that nectar. Sometimes by good fortune the bird can taste it, but at other times he unfortunately cannot, and therefore almost dies of thirst. Jeba Venu Kaladwani Ekbar Tahashuni Jagannari Chitta Olaya Nibibanda Parekasi Bina Mule Hoydasi Bole Hoya Krishna Pashedai. The transcendental vibration of Krishna's flute disturbs the hearts of women all over the world, even if they hear it only once. Thus their fastened belts become loose, and these women become the unpaid maidservants of Krishna. Indeed, they run towards Krishna exactly like mad women. Jeba Lakmi Thakurani Teho Jay Kakale Shuni Krishna Pasha Aishe Pratyashai Napai Krishnara Sangha Bore Trishna Taranga Tapakore Tabunahipai. When she hears the vibration of Krishna's flute, even the goddess of fortune comes to him, greatly hoping for his association, but nevertheless she does not get it. When the waves of thirst for his association increase, she performs austerities, but still she cannot meet him. A Shabda Amrita Chari Jara Hoy Bhagya Bari Se Karne Iha Korepan Iha Jay Naheshune Se Kan Janmila Kene Kanakade Samase Khan. Only the most fortunate can hear these four nectarian sounds: Krishna's words, the tinkling of his ankle bells and bangles, his voice, and the vibration of his flute. So only the most fortunate can hear these four nectarian sounds: Krishna's words, a tinkling of his ankle bells and bangles, his voice, and the vibration of his flute. If one does not hear these sounds, one's ears are as useless as small conch shells with holes. Korite aiche vilapa utila udvega bhava mane kahon nahi alamban udvega vishara mati otsukya trasa driti smriti nanabhavera hoila milan. While Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu lamented in this way, agitation and ecstasy awoke in his mind, and he became very restless. Many transcendental ecstasies combined in him, including anxiety, lamentation, attention, eagerness, fear, determination, and remembrance. Bhava Shabaye Radhara Ukti Lila Shuke Hoida Swurti Se Bhave Pade Ek Shlok Unmadera Samarte Se Shlokera Korearte Je Amrita Nahi Jane Lok. The aggregate of these ecstasies once awoke The aggregate of all these ecstasies once awoke a statement by Srimati Radharani in the mind of Bilva Mangal Thakur, Lila Shuka. In the same ecstatic mood, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu now recited that verse, and on the strength of madness he described its meaning, which is unknown to people in general. Kim iha Krishnama kasya bruma kritam asaya katayata katam anyam danyam aho rirayeshaya madhuras smera kore mano nayanotsave kripana Krishna Krishna Chiram Batalambate. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Alas, what shall I do? To whom shall I speak? Let whatever I have done in hopes of meeting Krishna be finished now. Please say something auspicious, but do not speak about Krishna. Alas, Krishna is lying within my heart like Cupid. Therefore, how can I possibly give up talking of him? I cannot forget Krishna, whose smile is sweeter than sweetness itself, and who gives pleasure to my mind and eyes. Alas, my great thirst for Krishna is increasing moment by moment. E Krishnara virahe udbege mana stiranahe prapti upai chintana nachai Jeba tumi sakigan vishade bolaman kore puchon na kohe upai. The anxiety caused by separation from Krishna has made me impatient, and I can think of no way to meet him. O my friends, you are also deranged by lamentation. Who therefore will tell me how to find him? Haha saki kikori upai. Kaha karun, kahan jan, kahan gele Krishna pan, Krishna bina pranamora jai. My dear friends, how shall I find Krishna? What shall I do? Where shall I go? Where can I meet him? Because I cannot find Krishna, my life is leaving me. Kane man stira hoy, tabe mane vicharoy, bolite hoyla babodgam, pingalara bachana smriti, koraila babamati, tate kore, arta nirdaran. Suddenly Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became calm and considered his state of mind. He remembered the words of Pingala, and this aroused an ecstasy that moved him to speak. Thus he explained the meaning of the verse. Pingala was a prostitute who said, to hope against hope produces only misery. Utter hopelessness is the greatest happiness. Remembering this statement, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became ecstatic. So, Pingala is a prostitute, and she would go out to earn money, trying to find some man. So sometimes she would search for finding some man, and then she wouldn't find anyone, and then she'd become hopeless, and then she'd return home and get a good night's sleep. So she said, to hope against hope, or to lose hope, is the greatest happiness. Because while she's looking to earn money, she's looking and hoping, oh, this person's coming. But she could not get anyone, and then she becomes hopeless, and she experiences great happiness, and then she goes home and sleeps well. So she says, so Pingala, Mahaprabhu is remembering the words of Pingala the prostitute, who said, to hope against hope produces only misery. Utter hopelessness is the greatest happiness. When you still have hope, and that hope is not fulfilled, you'll be miserable. But when you lose all hope, when you become hopeless, then you'll become happy. Deke e upaye Krishna asha chadi diye, asha chadi le suke hoiman, chara Krishna kata adanya, kaha anya katadanya jate hoy Krishna vismaran. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, if I give up hope of meeting Krishna, I shall then be happy. Therefore, let us stop this most inglorious discussion of Krishna. It would be better for us to talk of glorious topics and forget him. Kahete hoila smriti chite hoila Krishna swarti sakire kohe hoya vismite jarik chahi charite se shuna ache chite konrite napari charite. Speaking in this way, Srimati Radharani suddenly remembered Krishna. Indeed, he appeared within her heart. Greatly astonished, she told her friends, the person I want to forget is lying in my heart. Radha Bhavera Swabhava An Krishna Koraya Kamagyane Trasa Hoila Chite Kahe Jagat Mare Sa Pashila Antare Ebari Nadeya Pasharite. Srimati Radharani's ecstasy also made her think of Krishna as Cupid, and this understanding frightened her. She said, this Cupid, who has conquered the whole world and entered my heart, is my greatest enemy, for he does not allow me to forget him. Otsukyara Pravinye Jiti Anya Baba Shanye Uday Hoila Nija Rajamane Mane Hoila Lalasa Nahoy Apanavasha Duke Mana Korena Bartsane. Then great eagerness conquered all the other soldiers of ecstasy, and an uncontrollable desire arose in the kingdom of Srimati Radharani's mind. Greatly unhappy, she then chastised her own mind. Manamora Bhamadina, Jalabina, Jainamina, Krishnabina, Kane Marijai, Madhura Hasha Varane, Mananetra Rasayane, Krishna Trishna Dviguna Barai. If I do not think of Krishna, my impoverished mind will die within a moment like a fish out of water. But when I see Krishna's sweetly smiling face, my mind and eyes are so pleased that my desire for him redoubles. Haha Krishna Pranadan, haha Padmalochan, haha Dibya Sadguna Sagara. No. Haha Krishna Pranadan, haha Padma Lochan, haha Dibya Sadguna Sagar, haha Shama Sundar, haha Pitambaradara, haha Rasa Vilasa Nadar. Alas, where is Krishna, the treasure of my life? Where is the lotus-eyed one? Alas, where is the divine ocean of all transcendental qualities? Alas, where is the beautiful blackish youth dressed in yellow garments? Alas, where is the hero of the rasa dance? Kahangele tomapai, tume kaha, tahanjai, eta, kohe chaliladan, swaru uti kole kori, prabore aniladari, nijastane vasala, Vasaila Loya. Where shall I go? Where can I find you? Please tell me. Please tell me. I shall go there. Speaking in this way, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu began running, but Swarup Damodar Goswami stood up, caught him, and took him on his lap. Then Swarup brought him back to his place and made him sit down. So here it says here, Swarup Uti Kole Kori. It says Swarup Damodar. It's translated, caught him and took him on his lap. But I also believe that the words Kole Kori refer to took him in his arms. He captured him within his arms. Where shall I go? Where can I find you? Please tell me. I shall go there. Speaking in this way, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu began running, but Swarup Damodar stood up, caught him and took him in his arms. Then Swarup Damodar brought him back to his place and made him sit down. Kaneke Prabhur Baya Hoila Swarupere Agyadila Swarup Kichu Kora Madhuragan Swarup Gai Vidyapati Gita Govinda Giti Shuni Prabhur Judaila Khan. Suddenly Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu returned to external consciousness and said to Swarup Damodar, "My dear Swarup, please sing some sweet songs." The Lord's ears were satisfied when he heard Swarup Damodar sing songs from the Gita Govinda and those by the poet Vidyapati. Emata Mahaprabhu Prati Ratridine Unmara Chestita Hoy Pralapa Vachane. Each day and night, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would become deranged in this way and talk like a madman. Ek dine jata hoy babera vikar sahasra muke marne jari nahi pae par. Even Anantadev, who possesses thousands of mouths, cannot fully describe the ecstatic transformations that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu experienced in a single day. Jiva din ki koribe tahara varnan Shaka Chandra Nyaya Kori Digdarashan. What can a poor creature like me describe of those transformations? I can give only a hint of them, as if showing the moon through the branches of a tree.
Maharaj, may I close?
But this is said to be a frame of reference. Father can show his child the moon framed within the branches of a tree. What can a poor creature like me describe of those transformations? I can only give a hint of them, as if showing the moon through the branches of a tree. Ihaje Shuni Tara Judaya Manakan Alokika Gara Prema Chesta Hoy Gyan. This description, however, will satisfy the mind and ears of anyone who hears it, and he will be able to understand these uncommon activities of deep ecstatic love for Krishna. Adbhuta Niguda Primara Madhurya Mahima Apani Ashwadi Prabhu Dekaila Sima. Ecstatic love for Krishna is wonderfully deep. By personally tasting the glorious sweetness of that love, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed us its extreme limit. Adbhuta Dayalu Chaitanya Adbhuta Varanya Aiche Dayalu Data Loke Naheshuni Anya. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is wonderfully merciful and wonderfully magnanimous. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is wonderfully merciful and wonderfully magnanimous. We have heard of no one else within this world so merciful and charitable. Sarva Bhave Bhajalok Chaitanya Charana Jahoite Paiba Krishna Premamrita Dana. O people of the world, worship the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in all respects. Only in this way will you achieve the nectarian treasure of ecstatic love for Krishna. Eta Kahilun Kurma Kriti Anubhav Unmara Chestita Tate Unmara Pralapa. Thus I have described Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's ecstatic transformation of becoming like a tortoise. In that ecstasy, he talked and acted like a madman. Elila Swagrante Raghunatha Das Goranga Stava Kalpavrike Kairachena Prakash. Sri Raghunath Das Goswami has fully described this pastime in his book Goranga Stava Kalpavriksha. Anudgatya Dwara Trayam Urucha Biti Trayam Mahol Vilangyo Chai Kalingika Surabi Madhye Nipatita Tanujat Sankoshat Tamata Eva Krishnoro Virahad Virajan Gorango Hridaya Udayan Mamarayati. How wonderful it is. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left his residence without opening the 3 strongly bolted doors. Then he crossed over 3 high walls, and later, because of strong feelings of separation from Krishna, he fell down amidst the cows of the Tailanga district and retracted all the limbs of his body like a tortoise. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu who appeared in that way rises in my heart and maddens me. Sri Rupa Raghunath Parijara As Chaitanya Charitamrita Kohe Krishnadas, praying at the lotus feet of Sri Rupa and Sri Raghunath, always desiring their mercy. I, Krishnadas, narrate Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, following in their footsteps. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports to Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antya-lila, 17th chapter, describing Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastime of retracting his limbs like a tortoise. Okay, so it's the end of the chapter. There are 20. This was chapter 17. So there are 20 chapters in the 20 chapters in the Antya-lila. So we have 18, 19, and 20. And these are the last chapters. So now let's sing Hari Harai, and then. So these chapters are very high and very deep. Just read them and you can hear them, and that's good. Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Jaravaya Nama Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Jaravaya Nama Jaravaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama Jaravaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan Gopal Govinda Giridhari Gopinatha Madanaman Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra Gadadhara Sri Vasari Gora Bhaktivedanta Jai Rupa Sanatan Bhakta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunath Echai Gosai Kori Charana Bandhan Jaite Vignana Shamishta Puran Echai Gosai Jar Mui Taradas Kasava Para Renu Mora Panchagram Kader Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanibas Kader Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanibas Janame More Abhilas Echai Gosai Jabe Blaje Koilabas Radha Krishna Antya-lila Korila Prakash Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan Shri Guru Vaishnava Pade Majayaman Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Gauriyan Harinam Sankirtana Kohe Narottamuna Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Gauriyan Harinam Sankirtana Kohe Narottamuna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama Rama, Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Nitai Gora Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo. Nitai Gora Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo. Jai Saparikara Shishi Guru Guranga Gandharvika Giridhari Jo Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Tilak Nehri Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Nirmalacharya Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parabhajaka Charyashta Tara Sarashi Shimad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parabhajaka Charyashta Tara Sarashi Shimad Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Sunanda Saraswati Goswami Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Sat Chidananda Bhaktivedanta Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Rupanuga Guru Bharga Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Jai. Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath, Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Dasha Raghunath, Shad Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai, Premsigo, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi, Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad, Vishvabaranya, Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupad Ki Jai. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad, Srila Bhakti Kusham Ashram Maharaj Ki Jai. Nanda Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Navadip Dham Ki Jai. Shri Mayapur Ki Jai. Saparshada Shri Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai. Saparshada Shriman Mahaprabhu Ki Jai. Shri Koladvip Ki Jai. Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Ki Jai. Soquel Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Seva Ki Jai. Ganga Devi Ki Jai. Tulasi Maharani Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopi Govardhan Sham Guna Radha Kunda Kalindi Yamuna Ju Ki Jai. Shri Purushottam Dham Ki Jai. Baladev Subhadra Jagannath Ju Ki Jai. Bhakti Vigna Vinashaya Shri Nrsingadev Ki Jai. Bhakta Prabhata Shri Prahlad Maharaj Ki Jai. Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. All the assembled devotees Ki Jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo.
Jai Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Pavan Janardan Maharaj Ki Jai. Sripad Bhakti Raman.